Welcome to the What Happened podcast. My name is Cam.
And I'm Lacey.
And you are very far from the microphone.
I'm Lacey.
Oh, don't do that.
I'm trying to drink my dinner. Let me live my best life, okay?
Green smoothie. I like those.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't buy them at Smoothie Cafe, you make them yourself without all that extra bullshit they put in it. It's not $610, it's $130.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe has liquid sugar that they just pour in there.
Yeah.
That's why it tastes so freaking good.
My base is ice and water instead of the yogurt because I don't need that in my life.
I don't really use ice because I freeze the fruits or buy frozen fruits. But I will just add water, but I will add yogurt every now and then if I want to get that consistency and that taste. So, yeah. So,
what?
You suck.
What the fuck?
It's commenting on her live video that just stopped.
I don't even know
technical difficulties. But we're going to have to go on with the podcast. So, today we are talking about trust in relationships. You're gonna, yeah. Or you could have just recorded it. You have plenty of memory now. But yeah, trust in relationships. So all kind of relationships. Obviously, this is a dating podcast, so the conversation will be mostly rooted in relationship trust. What is happening right now?
I can't find the camera. This is not my regular phone, dude.
It is your regular phone.
No, I've had it for 2 days.
I'm about to start the podcast over.
We're definitely way too fucking close. This fucking shit.
Unzoom it.
It's not zoomed. You want me to zoom it? Because I'll see right up your nose canal.
Oh my goodness.
Boom shakalaka.
And now you don't have to worry about words.
I'm going to press start here. Here we go.
That will be the record button. We are 3.5 minutes in.
We are on the right track. If this does not sum up, the rest of the beginning of my evening, I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
How else would this go?
You have definitely been a complete mess.
For no reason.
Left your house.
Yeah.
Or maybe even earlier than that.
No, I've been pretty A-okay, but I was driving and then I was zoned out and I missed the whole exit. And then I was like, I gotta get gas.
Exit. And it's one of those highway to highway exits. Yeah. So you can't just get off on the next exit and find your way back.
Yeah. So then I had to stop and get gas, get your address again since I was, missing and, thought I lost my bank card or left it at home. I was definitely fully prepared to run into highway traffic at that point. I was over it.
I'm so glad I didn't get the call. Hey, can you meet me at such and such gas station in the rain? I would have done it.
I know you would because you're a decent human being. Otherwise, I'm running into fucking traffic because I don't have any other options at this point. But everyone's mad at me. No one's going to answer my phone calls. I'm like, good bitch, says you can deserve this. This is your karma.
But I also would have gotten on you for this being the second time that you did not have your debit card when you're at a place to purchase things.
Yeah. I wish you could get a duplicate of the same card. I'll just have it in my car. But it's not a thing. So
yeah.
But I had it. It was just hiding in my purse. I took the boys to the movies today after school. So I thought maybe I put it in my coat pocket and I didn't wear a coat here. I'm like, oh shit.
What'd you see?
Medea's Family Funeral.
I didn't even know there was a Tyler Perry movie out now. I am so out of touch.
It's supposed to be the last Medea movie, I think, but it's funny. The boys love the Medea Halloweens and the one that we went to see, Dumbo. We couldn't see it during the time slot, so I was like, let's see Medea, and they were pumped.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was good.
So, you know what the topic is today?
Trust.
Okay, I'm just checking you. You're not really on your game right now. Just make sure you were good.
I'll be all right.
Do we need to cue the intro again?
Nope. Let's not do that.
So yeah, trust. Again, there's many type of relationships. Again, our podcast is based on,
interactions with other humans.
Yeah.
All in all.
True. But so when you're in a relationship, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Or
no, like
okay.
you.
Me. Oh,
like
okay.
you. What is your general feeling of how you go about trust with that person?
Excuse me. Do you mean how I keep trust for them, or how I try to maintain trust for myself with them? Like, trust me or trust them? You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm saying, like, are you asking me how do I trust someone when I'm dating them, or how do I get them to make sure that they are trusting me?
No, outward trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have a conversation of your expectations, I guess. What you have for boundaries, what you expect. That way, if there's any kind of crossing the line of that, there's no excuses because you already had that conversation. Like, this, I don't feel you comfortable doing this. How do you feel about that? Me not feeling comfortable with it.
So,
and then communicate. Is
yours an earned trust, or is it a trust that's given and then lost?
It's given and then lost. Because I think that,
sorry,
I mean, maybe this is probably not the smartest thing, but to a point, I mean, I want to get to know you a little bit before I fully trust you. Obviously, that's the whole like dating thing. And then once you're in a relationship, like, you should be able to trust that person.
Right.
But yeah, then you have a clear slate, and the marks that you put on it from that thereafter is all on you. It's not going to be because of any of my past interactions and vice versa. So
I hear you, and I respect that. And I mostly agree with that, but I'm not going to say that I 100% won't trust anyone, but I also feel like you're putting yourself behind the eight ball if you don't learn from your prior experiences.
That's true, but learning, you can just retain that knowledge. It doesn't mean that you're always gonna.
I'm not saying fly off the handle and just be like, aha, I got you. Like, not
right.
Not like that, but.
Well, I don't want anyone coming towards me like, well, this has happened to me before. If that's not what I'm doing, because I'm going to put you in your place. Like, that shit's going to piss me off. Like, well, my ex cheated on me, 8 times and he acted just like this. I'd be like, but bitch?
I don't think I could be cheated on for 8 times.
Oh, trust me. I don't even know. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count how many times I've been cheated on with
one person?
One person in an 8-year relationship. Absolutely. And those are the times that I knew.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So there were definitely more. So, yeah, no, I don't.
What have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? Trust your gut on down the line. If something's not right, you've already set your boundaries. Like, I don't feel comfortable with, you having interactions face to face with your close female friends, like without me, like no dinner dates one-on-one without me. That's one of your boundaries. And they feel the same way about, your guy friends. And then you find out, it's
that's just a hypothetical boundary, right?
Right. Okay. And then it slips up that they, in fact, grabs dinner together. Is it a big deal? Probably not, but it is because we set, a boundary and you knowingly cross that. So now I'm fucking on you. Like, not.
What if it's a stupid boundary though?
If it's stupid, then why is it a fucking boundary? And if you think it's stupid, why did you agree to it when we were talking about this? If you told me up front, I don't agree with that and I can't respect that boundary, then that gives me the right to opt out of this relationship at that point in time. Instead of you just saying, okay, and agreeing and not giving a shit or any respect, that you fully intend to probably break that and you're not going to give a shit.
What if the boundary is, like I said, what if it's a stupid boundary and it's just like not even worth the argument? So what if it's something like going to lunch with somebody else and it's the boundary is based on someone else's insecurity?
Well, at first you would need to adjust why are you insecure about this person? If it's, because everyone has like a work wife or work husband, right? Like a group of people or a person that you go out to lunch with all the time, that's totally acceptable. I feel like anything that happens in the daylight and you're out in public, but maybe you just want to send a text, be like, yeah, no, I had lunch with yada. I don't know, but that is a silly boundary, but that shouldn't be a boundary. That should be something you talk about. Like, this person's not a secret. This is my friend at work. And if there's ever a work function and that friend is there, then I would fully expect to be introduced and to not feel some shady type of way in the pit of my stomach, like something's off. You know what I mean?
I hear you. I don't know. I just feel like in situations like that, I'm being subjected to bullshit that you did before. And that's where, like, it's not okay. Like, I don't know.
I would want to know, like, why can't I? Why do you feel insecure with me going to lunch with Bob? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That should be a thing. But if my boyfriend said, I don't want you going to lunch with him, and I didn't ask, well, why? Why does that bother you? And I still want to do it, then that's my bad also, because I just dropped it and I disrespected him by doing something that he said he didn't want me to do without countering it at that time.
My thing is, if you have those strong feelings about me going to lunch with someone else,
is it controlling?
Well, that for sure. But also, what are you doing on your lunches that you think that I'm doing something on mine? Right?
Believe me, I don't know. But at that point, I do give my trust once a relationship starts. But I definitely trust my gut. And I have a knack, unfortunately, super empathetic and sensitive to people's body language, tone of voice, and emotions. So I can walk in a room and I feel like something's not right. And it bothers me. Something's bothering me. Then I have learned, as maturing, say, something feels off. Like, what's up?
Yeah. So basically where I'm at is, I don't think I'm ever 100% trusting of anybody. Like, I just don't think
that's not a way to live. That's sad.
Okay. Why would I 100% trust anybody except for like my parents?
I mean, but it's your person. I wouldn't say if you're not going to trust your spouse or your significant other, but you'll trust your parent. I feel like that's a little more risky. Maybe that's just my own personal family setup. That's
definitely like per person type thing. Like, that's subjective.
But I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Your trust is misguided. Well, that's on them. Like, they're the shitty person for doing that. And I'm still going to be a good person and be trusting and give everyone the chance that they have. And if they fumble that, then they fumble it.
No, I mean, that's all fine and dandy. I just feel like I never think that, like, I feel like every serious relationship I've been in, there has been something that happened that made me feel like that was shady. And that's why I say I just won't 100%. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be super skeptical or anything like that. I'm just always going to be never in a place where, I don't want to say never, but it would take a lot to put me in a place where I just feel completely lax, completely vulnerable. That's just...
Well, I mean, I don't think you should always question things to yourself first, because that's just part of human nature to assess the situation and the danger of something. Mm-hmm. So if your spouse is all of a sudden out of nowhere, coming home super late from work saying, oh, I had a project. Okay, then it stops. Project must be over. Then all of a sudden some random night, oh, I had to do this. Well, normally you let me know ahead of time there's a project. Mm-hmm. And now 2 weeks later that you haven't stayed late, you are. That's like a ding, 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 something's amiss there.
Right.
And it could be paranoia, but if your ding, ding goes off, you got to talk about it. And then how they react is going to tell you everything you need to know. So always do some self-assessment and questioning, but don't be like, oh, are you sure you're at work? You sure?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Don't come for me like that.
Well, that's the other thing. I'm not going to show my hand before, like I need it to be more than you just coming home. Like that happens. I'll take a mental note of that. And then that's it until a behavior is established. And then at that point, it's like, okay, now something is being hidden. And then from there, once I have cited examples as to why I feel like something's not right, I'm just gonna chill. But yeah, I don't think anyone wants to play the fool. So that's why I say like 100%, trust. I don't know. You've seen yourself in such situations where you felt like you 100% trusted someone.
Mm-hmm. I will say, guy X, that lasted a nice 5 weeks, but that's done. One thing that, when we had first started out, even though we weren't like official, yeah, I totally trust anything you say or do to me. But now, 2 years down the line, started actually dating, and being serious recently. And this had happened last week. He had said, like when he was married, he would fib to his wife, about when they were out of state for work, about when they went out and stuff, so she wouldn't get pissed. And I'm like, that's stupid. Like, why?
Right.
That's dumb. Like, what are you hiding? Because if I find out you're out and you lied to me, oh, that's so much worse than just telling me what you're doing and letting me be pissy to myself.
Right.
And he compared it because I guess on St. Patrick's Day, he went out earlier in the day and then was like super drunk that night and passed out. And we were supposed to hang out. So instead of telling me that up front, he told me that he didn't go out at all. But then the very next week, he's like, yeah, well, when we went out on Saturday, talking about him and his friends, I was like, oh, you went out St. Patrick's Day? Yeah, I went to the Shack. I'm like, oh, because you told me you didn't. And then he brought it up again. Well, I don't want to piss you off. Okay, so now I'm fucking pissed. Why are you lying, hiding it from me?
100%.
100%. So, and then now a week later after that, we're not together because now I don't trust anything you say or do. So when I seen a Snapchat that he had a drink, went out when he was too tired to hang out with me, first thing was not, let me be understanding and ask what's up. It was, oh, you went out. This is second time I'm the idiot. So it's got to be consistency.
I never want to feel that way. And that's why I navigate the way that I do. So mine is if we start dealing, you're at like 50% trust. And you could build yourself up to 99%. It's never going to be 100. I just don't. It's just humans.
I think you have to have enough confidence in yourself that you've picked a good human, though.
No. What? That sounded like no.
You're going to pick a good person and not a shitty person that's going to do you wrong.
You pick someone's representation.
Right. And I know my picker is all fucking topsy-turvy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, of course, someone is going to put their best foot forward. So if they're trying to be with you, so they're going to give you the best representation of themselves. You'll find out all the other stuff at a later date. But right. It's like basically you're picking a card with all of them face down for the most part.
Yeah. I guess I will say now that, I'm getting older and like, I'm not a spring chicken, I guess, and being single, I am a little, not untrusting, but a little more, So of course, being younger, yeah, naive. At the same time, I'll give you 100%. But when you show your face of cards and it says that you're full of shit, these days I'm more likely to follow through with getting out of that situation faster.
I think my way is better.
Yeah.
Because if you give 100% trust and they do anything that goes outside of that, you're hurt right away.
Yeah.
If I give 50 and you do something that I feel
that doesn't mean that what they did was any less.
Yeah, but I expected it. So
If you expect something to happen, then you're wishing it into action.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
That's no.
That
I didn't expect this to work. So it's like, it's not going to work.
I'm just expecting something to happen.
Expect the worst, hope for the best, I guess. But that's not a way to live. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah. I just don't want to ever have to drive the one away because I'm so guarded and.
But I'm not driving anyone away because my actions aren't telling that I'm like, oh, what are you doing? This, and that. I'm not doing that. I'm just watching things as they happen. Maybe
it's because you're a guy and I'm a girl.
Maybe.
But like you had said, you wait for a pattern to be established. No. You come home and something's off. No. We're going to talk about this right here, right now. It's going to be on my mind. I'm not going to wait to establish a pattern.
You're so different than most women that I know.
How?
Because women are usually more calculating and sneaky when it comes to stuff
When it comes to emotions, I do before I think.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Because, for the most part, again, most women I know, even if I didn't deal with them, just through conversation, it's like they'll see something, they'll take note to it, and they wait till they have everything, all the evidence ready to just run down the list when some shit actually
see my thing down. With that now, like with the whole, like my evidence list. Yeah, I used to put in work to, back up all my facts. Of course, after I've already shown my cards, I've already said, I know what you did, yada, yada. Or I'm just bullshitting like, oh, someone told me they seen you out when I really didn't even know if you're out. And you're like, oh, well, I'm like, boom, you're a liar. But anyways, but now like with that whole thing that had happened with Guy X, I mean, yeah, I sent the picture of his screenshot to him like, oh, you went out. Mm-hmm. Obviously I seen it, but I'm not going to take time to collect all the evidence of how much you did me wrong. I'm just not going to do it. That's just not worth it because maybe it's because I know how he is, but it's not going to be worth it because it's not going to make you say, oh my gosh, seeing it like this, you're right. I have done you wrong. No, you're wasting your fucking time and energy. If I have to do like any of that, hell no, just scoot.
See, with me, it's not even a whole, like, I'm not like presenting evidence. It's just like, now I know what I'm dealing with. And then at some point, I'm going to start questioning things. That's all.
And at what point, though?
When I don't feel comfortable.
You shouldn't feel comfortable at that point when you're like, oh, this is, an issue I want to keep an eye on. You should already be out of your comfort zone at that point.
I mean, it depends on what those things are. Like, if it's something really egregious, like, yeah. But if it's something minor that is just like, oh, well, you have a tendency of shading the truth or something like that. Like, that could be just something minor, but that's what I said. Like, mental note, bookmark, okay. Like, and then when these things start to build up, but again, if it's like you're saying you're at place A and I know you're not at place A, then that's something completely different to me.
Yeah.
That you get called on. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. And if that's the case, then there better be like a dope surprise party or something lined up for me at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
So, and if that's not the case, then you need to account for not being where you said you were. And that's it.
Yeah. Even if it was totally innocent, like it still comes off as you were hiding something.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I feel like I try to go out of my way to, maintain trust with someone, like on my end, like open communication, what I'm doing without them having to like ask every detail. But I kind of, I expect the same thing. So
so you can't do that. You can't do that.
Well, I mean, if I'm giving it, you better be doing the same thing, or I'm not going to.
I hate feeling like I have to check in.
You don't need to check in. But open communication, like it shouldn't be.
Open communication is one thing. I completely agree with that. But all right, I'm leaving work and I'm going to the gym and then I'm going to pick up pizza, and then I'll be home by this time. And unless we both have something planned together or something like that, I shouldn't have to let you know every place of my whereabouts.
No.
But what you're saying is, if you do that, you're expecting the other person to do that.
I'm not doing that though. That's stupid. I don't want to bore you with my freaking life.
Right.
But
because I feel like if I'm doing that because I'm trying to appease you. Mm-hmm.
And you're probably just full of shit.
Maybe.
Just like I had a text message, I'm laying down and going to bed. Did you just try to pull the okey doke on me like I'm fucking stupid? You did. And what happened 24 hours later? Found out about it, you dumbass.
Yeah.
But like if you're dating each other, you're not dating around anymore, but you don't live together or anything like that.
Right.
It's been a couple months. If I'm going out with the girls and, obviously you're like, oh, do you have any plans this weekend? Do you want to do something? Like I'm going out with the girls on Saturday. I will make a point to, I don't know, send a picture or something through the night, or like I miss you, just kind of the checking in, not saying we went here while we're doing it, because I want to have fun. I don't want to be on my phone. Mm-hmm. And then later on the night, maybe do you want me to come over, or do you want to come out with me, or meet up later on the night? Something like that. Stay in touch at some point. Don't just fall off the freaking map.
That's fine. I mean, because you still are in a relationship. And it's not a check-in, but it's just
being
a slight acknowledgement.
Yeah,
and I don't see anything wrong with that. But again, I don't want anyone giving me a rundown of all the stuff they're doing, and I don't want to feel like I have to do it for somebody else. Again, like if I'm going out or something like that, just for like safety reasons and stuff like that, like I'll let you know if I'm going out with the fellas or something like that, like where we're going to be. Like I'm not going to be doing anything that you would, feel some certain type of way if you ran up on us and saw us. So that I don't care about.
That's the one thing I'm like, I want to know, like if we're both going out separately, where are you guys going to go? Because I don't want to just pop in somewhere and you happen to be there. You know what I mean? I want to be able to avoid that spot. Like if you guys are going on Shore Drive that night, I'm going to stay in Oceanfront and vice versa. And I wish we could do that with exes.
I wouldn't even care about that. Like if we were dating and we popped up at the same place, what does that matter? Well,
because like, for example, what if, a group of girls, we're all out and we can't help it that guys will come up and talk to us. And it could be the bartender is making a joke at that moment that you walk through the door. And all of a sudden I'm standing there with drunken eyes, but like glazed eyes, like laughing with this guy, and you're drinking. It's going to come off as, oh, I caught you doing something. That's what it's going to come off as.
It depends on the two people. That's been my experience. Yeah, that really depends on the guy and the girl. Like, if you think your girl is out and she's like flirting with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that she comes across, like true. I should be able to look at that scenario and not be affected by it unless it gets extra. So,
there is like no better feeling though, like when you guys go out separately and then you meet up at the place and you walk in, one or the other, and all the guys that were looking at me, like you get to come up and be that dude and you get all the hateful stares and vice versa. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Just stand up behind you, put the hand on the bar type shit. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yep. I love that.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that, I wouldn't even care. Like give you a hug, say hello to your friends, and keep it moving. Like that's what I would do. I like
to come up behind them and do the reach around. They know I'm coming. It's not like I just popped up, but like when What's His Face and I were dating in the summer, I would come up at like the shack and then like do the reach around, and all the little groupies standing around staring at him. We get all pissy, and I'm like, yep, I'm the boo.
You did that for petty purposes.
Well, for sure. But I mean, he's the same way. And with that person, I will say the one good thing about that individual was whenever we were out together, there was never ever a jealousy issue on either end. That he would never try to make me jealous of any female, and he would never be jealous of any male like that would like try to interact with me at least. So that's the one good thing I can say about that guy X relationship versus all my other ones. That's never been a problem. Whereas in the past, if I pissed off the wrong, guy I'm dating and we're all out together, I'm going to go talk to another girl and really piss her off. No, you're just going to get left.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You shouldn't even be dealing with dudes that have the mental capacity to do some shit like that. Like that speaks volumes right there.
Doesn't work that way when you're an adult.
No,
I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm jealous you're talking to her and pay attention and be like, oh, you're disrespecting me.
Yes.
We're done.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it goes at that point. Jeez. I don't, what happened?
I don't know.
We need a what happened button. We're going to make one of those. So yeah, maybe there's an ice box where my heart used to be.
Oh God, my boy's father used to say that. Like, you're so stupid. My best friend Crystal, from elementary school, she's stationed in Guam right now. She listens to every single one of our episodes.
Hey, Crystal.
And I think it's probably like 9 a.m. over there right now. It's a 12-hour difference, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But she texted me last night, which is funny because I wrote her back this morning. I got up in the middle of the night, like 5 a.m, to go to the bathroom. And for some reason, she popped in my head. I'm like, I got to tell her that her and that guy X and I had broke up, because last time I had FaceTime with her, I was like, oh my God, we finally started dating. So checked my phone and she had texted me, and she's like, what happened? I know that's funny because it's the name of your podcast, but like, what happened? I'm like, that's funny.
That is funny.
It is what it is. What happened?
I ask myself that all the time.
What are you playing there?
You know what this is?
Sounds like a sad song.
It is.
Ah, Bill.
You don't know what this is?
I do. Toxicity.
No, I don't think it's toxic. I just feel like you go through a certain amount of situations and you dump your feelings and your whatever into the situation, and it ends up messed up. Like, that turns you a certain way. I'm not going through a whole slew of relationships that didn't work or whatever and just jumping into the next one like,
no,
yeah, this is gonna work. Like,
no, you can never jump. Like, you have to take care of your own bullshit in between and address all of that. Because if you just keep on with whoever and you're bringing your issues and all your fucking baggage every single time.
No, I'm not saying I don't bring baggage in, but I'm also not jumping in fully. Just like it has to establish itself.
Well, that's called dating.
No, it's more than dating. No,
getting to know somebody, and that's dating and talking and hanging out, and spending time with each other, and intertwining in each other's lives.
Yeah, I don't know. It makes me less like you. I can't even say that. I was about to say you jump into relationships a lot faster than I ever would.
2 years,
but that's why I stopped saying it. That's why I stopped saying it. But I feel like that's skewing the numbers, though. I feel like
4 relationships in my life.
I feel like okay, that's fair. Because I was going to say, I feel like if that situation wasn't going on for 2 years and you met someone else, like, you would be fine with jumping into something a little faster than that. And
I did meet someone 3 months after I had first met that 2-year situationship. And I started dating them and I was happy, but at the same time, curious about why I was so stuck on this other person. So, I mean...
Because you're stupid. I
know, but I had to clear out those feelings. So now I'm open in the future. But if I met a guy tomorrow that I started dating, like, I would go out on dates, but I'm not prepared to be anyone's girlfriend or date only one person for a while, because I'm still going to be healing and reeling from this. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair if that's just not going to happen. Right. So, it's got to be a timing thing too.
Timing is everything. Like, yeah.
If I jumped into something with someone in the next, I don't know, even 3 months, I'd feel an immense amount of pressure probably at any gesture that they did towards me. Probably would run the other way if they asked me to be their girlfriend that amount of time. Like, just
let's be all the way serious. You're not hopping into a relationship with anybody like right now because we're going into the summer.
Not because of that, but if I found someone that like I liked and it happened to be summer, I'm open to that. I'm not going to be like, oh, I want to whore it up. Last summer was.
I wasn't even saying whore it up. I wasn't going there.
Summer's fun. You get to drink all day, be tan and be sexy on the beach. But it would also be nice to like be sexy on the beach with, a sexy man and have fun with someone instead of sitting there during the weekdays and not having anybody. I would trade weekend party sessions and when I go home fucking alone.
Right.
to, some stability, that would be fine. But I want it to be with someone that I want to do that with, and I don't feel pressured. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
So it definitely can't be anytime soon. I'd probably say 6 months from now, I'd be open to it, because I feel like if the most recent Band-Aid that was ripped off were to dibble and dabble back into my life, if I played into that at all, that's going to mess up anything that I'm with and whoever I try to.
I disagree that it's going to take 6 months.
Well, I was here for, I guess this last 2 years, it's been fucking weird.
Because you've been in a fog.
Mm-hmm.
If you're truly done with that situation,
that's dead.
Look, stop. Stop.
No, there was a level of disrespect there.
I get it. Mm-hmm. I get it. But again, if you're truly done and you're saying you are where you are with that and like you really feel that way, then if someone comes by that gives you the respect that you're looking for, you're attracted to and all that, I don't think you're going to take 6 months to get with that person. I just don't think I don't think that's a reality. I think you're going to be more inclined to want to be with that person if that person is on the same page.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to put like a date stamp on it. But
yeah, I know you don't literally mean 6 months, but I'm just saying 6 months just signifies not a super long time, but also not a short time.
Right.
But I think that it could be a shorter time should someone come with the right mindset and it kind of checks your boxes in the right way.
I guess if I feel something, for that person, yeah, but there's something about someone that gets into a relationship right after another one that's just fake as hell. And I would have to sit back and assess myself. You weren't even
in a relationship.
I know, but yeah, situationship. And I
don't think it's fake.
It's harder now because he's in this area. He's not across the country.
I don't think it's fake. I think
it's a comfort thing.
It could be, but literally, what if you find somebody? What if you find someone and then you're telling yourself, well, I'm going to hold off because I just went through this bullshit and XYZ.
I'm not saying I'm going to like completely hold off and be like, oh, no, fine, let's go on some dates. I can't be from like 0 to 60. It's not going to be within a week's turnover. Every single spare hour, I'm going to be focused on this person because I also want to throttle back and not put all my eggs in one basket and not get my feelings hurt. But if I at some point feel like, hey, I kind of just want to focus on just this one person here, and I'm interested in, seeing them any chance I get, yeah, I'm open to pursuing that. But if I'm just not going to force anything on myself.
Oh, hell no. No, nor should you. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're like, I don't want to say fragile, but semi-fragile right now. Yeah. I don't think you're in a good mindset to even entertain being with someone seriously right now. I just don't think that would be a good idea. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 99% start at 50. Icebox where my heart used to be. You ready to hear about girlfriend trust issues?
Where's the boyfriend trust issues?
This is just the one I found.
Because it's always the girl that's crazy, whereas in my life, it's always a dude.
I don't think it's. Yeah, I don't think it's.
I've been.
But usually when it comes to trust things, it is usually coming from the woman's side. It is.
I guess.
I'm just saying. Let's listen.
Communicate shit, and you just.
I over communicate ad nauseum. But let's hear what Swoozy has to say. Swoozy.
That's cute.
Swoozy.
Swoozy.
I think I'm going after the wrong kind of girls.
You think?
Fellas, you ever dated a girl that takes your finger while you're asleep to unlock your phone? She'd be creeping by your house,
Lacey
your
might
car's
do
in the
that.
driveway, looking over your shoulder every time you go to text somebody.
Anybody got time for that?
Is so hot. You get lied to a few times, you get cheated on a few times. You start developing this really cool special power called trust issues. You turn into a superhero like Charles Xavier. And I don't understand how people just be breaking up and getting in new relationships back to back to back.
literally
I
just
don't
said that.
trust nobody. I don't give a flux capacitor.
Watch your profanity.
My trust issues are so bad at this point. I don't even trust when my girlfriend trusts me. Hit my girlfriend up like, hey, Claudia.
What the shit?
What did you do?
You literally sat here and watched me do nothing.
Do you have a sleep setting on?
No, it's the app just died.
Oh,
Swoozy, where you at, man? Oh, it didn't start from the beginning. That's beautiful.
that's good.
Oh, come on, YouTube.
Well, I remember I'd asked you this question last week, and I'll bring it up, to dabble in it now while you're waiting on that. But what would happen if you started dating someone that was in their last, relationship or marriage or whatever, and they were a cheater? How would you feel?
Oh, yeah, we did
Yeah.
bookmark that. So
That would be one instance that, on the one hand, I'd be like, well, you let me know that if that's how I went down. And the other hand, I'm definitely going to be on my P's and Q's.
Jim. No.
So we'll go back to Swoozy. So there's this saying, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't necessarily know that I agree with that, but sometimes cheating is situational, subjective,
I think if you
things like that.
in the same couple, once a cheater, always a cheater. With whoever cheated, if that couple stays together, it's probably going to happen again. Now,
Probably
if
because
they-
once you get to the point where you're doing like non-consensual cheating, then it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
If it's an agreement or whatever the case may be,
Yeah, that's totally
and we
different.
even
That's
made
not
the
cheating
argument that
then,
that's
yeah.
not cheating. But yeah, once it's they're gone. They're gone.
Right.
So yeah. All right. So let's paint this picture. So I meet someone. We're talking. We're talking about our past. And that's how I find out, or I find out some other type of way.
No external factor. There's no ex that reached out to you or nothing like that, but you guys were having a conversation and you're dating, and that came up. Like, that's why my marriage ended. I had cheated, and
I need to know that story. And if you can't tell me that story,
you haven't accepted your responsibility
then
for
no.
it. Right.
Yeah.
That would be the huge thing. I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
And I want you to acknowledge that you had played your role in that, take
Right.
responsibility. And then I'm like, okay, there's a glimmer of hope that you
may
to
be
change.
reformed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You being able to speak to what happened.
Mm-hmm. Without being caught. I fucking hate that.
What you mean?
Admit your shit without being caught. Like, don't tell me the story and say, yes, I cheated, I'm responsible because I found out because your ex-wife sent me a DM after dating you for 6 months. Do you know why we broke up? Oh, because of whatever. Oh, because he was cheating on me with my sister. Like, oh, really?
Oh yeah. So that's not the scenario here. This is we're talking, we're establishing what we are. We're out to dinner one day, and we just start talking about past relationships, and I'm like, okay, what happened in your past relationship?
Yeah.
To end it. And at that point you say, well,
And before we're in a relationship, preferably, so I can make an educated decision on whether or not I would even want to be in one with you.
Yeah, for sure. So at that point, we realize, you tell me, oh, well, I was,
What happened was his penis fell on my chain.
yeah,
and-
like, and that's exactly what I mean. Like, if you aren't at yet the point where, or if you blame your cheating on him, so well, he cheated.
He wasn't having sex with me.
Right,
No.
right. You haven't acknowledged what you've done.
You're playing the blame game.
To me, and I could be wrong, and you could be reformed, and I'm using air quotes for the people that are listening. You could be reformed, but to me, you still haven't acknowledged, you haven't taken responsibility. You're still placing blame outwards. Like, I want to hear from you. Look, things weren't going well at home. I was in a darker place. I stepped out.
Made bad decisions.
Exactly. It was on me. Things went downhill from there, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. I can work with that. I'm not going to say, again, that's not going to bring you from 50 any closer to the 99. But at that point, and honestly, maybe it will give you a few points because you were able, first of all, you brought that up to me and you didn't have to. And then you were able, you spoke to it and you gave me like something to make me feel like to some degree you are trustable again. So I'm super good with that. And then it just opens up the conversation. And then I just feel like I know more about you, like you opened up to me, or whatever the case may be. So so to answer the initial question, what it was, could I date someone that had cheated in a prior relationship? Yes, if they own their shit. I could.
Yep.
Just because you cheated on someone doesn't necessarily mean you're going to cheat on me. I know that for a fact. But I need to be assured, and assured is even too far, but I need to know that your head isn't there. I need to know that that was a one-off. I need to know that that was the chemistry between you two that drove you to do that. And that's just not your mindset. Or we can have another conversation about how our relationship is going to go and be navigated. And like, are you just not a monogamous person?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Like, let's put it on the table now so I can be like, man. Yeah, let's figure this out. And that opens the door for communication as far as, what kind of feelings were you having that you couldn't express at the time? What was a dark time? This is how I want you to express that to me if you ever feel that way. Because if you're putting the blame, say, on her, like, oh, well, we didn't have sex. Okay. For one, you're not owning your shit. So red flag. But two, every time we don't have sex, whether it's just one day, I'm going to be like, oh, hope I don't get cheated on. Like, I'm not living my life like that. Right. Hell no.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What are your thoughts about, I think we even talked about this once. What are your thoughts in regards to like women cheating versus men cheating? Like the reasons by which. Are you in agreement that, so I've always had the feeling, and again, this is blanket. There are outliers, there are exceptions to every rule. But I feel like when most of the time when men cheat, it's usually not an attachment thing. It's usually just a sexual thing.
They want the attention from that person. They are craving that.
It's a number sometimes. Yeah. Or whatever it is. Whatever drives it.
Ego. A testosterone stroke.
That too. Absolutely. But on the flip side, I feel like when women cheat, it's usually because, and we've definitely had this conversation because you told me about your some of your homies.
That was just in my brain.
But usually when women cheat, it's because there's something more there between them and that guy. That's been my experience.
Well, since my opinion has changed since then with some things and events that have happened with myself, I would say it's not that they have, would you say, feelings or a desire for the guy that they're cheating with? Is that what you're saying? It's not necessarily that, but maybe a lack of an emotional fulfillment from your partner. And someone else is there.
That too.
And this, and that's, because they say females they have to be emotionally stimulated, whereas you guys are visual. So it's like,
so you basically drive her away.
Right. When you're an asshole, it doesn't matter how good you look, like, or how many times a day you have sex. If you're an asshole, but this guy over here, he's an average looking guy, not ugly, not a troll, but he's no Fabio, and he's sweet to you, and that's what you're looking for, and you get shoved away. it's going to be an emotional thing.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess maybe I misexplained a little, but it's an attention thing too, but it's a different type of attention
it's not
thing.
I'm fuck me because I'm so sexy, it's not that kind of attention. It's not like an animalistic thing. It's I need something from you. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, usually there's some type of I think I was gonna say bond, but bond is too far. But usually there's something there.
There's some connection of something, like whatever they're putting out, you're picking up. Like there's something that they're putting out that you are lacking. Something's connecting there, and whether it could be something you have in common, who knows? But
for a woman to accept, and again, this is just usually. But for a woman to accept a man into it, there has to be something that allows you to be okay with that man entering you.
Right.
That's not always the case for us.
No, definitely not. You guys are like, oh, what's this dark crevice over here?
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm not going all the way in with that. But yeah, pretty much.
Hole in the wall.
No. That could cause chafing.
God.
So yeah, we're gonna get back to Swoozie before we end this one. But yeah.
No. Where are you at? Who you? No. Who?
Run it back a little bit.
And my girlfriend trusts me. Hit my girlfriend up like, hey, Claudia just came over. She said she want to go to the gym and then negate the whole workout by going to get some ice cream. Do you, boo-boo? I'll just talk to you tomorrow, Ian. Talk to me tomorrow? Anybody said this was going to be overnight? Claudia, I can't go to the gym. No. Where are you at? Who you? No. Who you with? Another reason I have trust issues is I know how many of my friends have cheated on their boyfriend or girlfriends, and they're taking it to the grave. I took a break from ships, as in relationships, because you can't trust nobody. I break up with my last girlfriend, and one of my friends, Billie Jean, me and Billie Jean start hanging out. We eventually hook up. And by hook up, I mean above the neck kissing and below the neck kissing. I don't need to get Pacific. You get the idea. We hang out again. We hook up again. Then she's like, listen, I know you just got out of a relationship. You're not trying to date anybody. I don't even be hooking up with anybody if I'm not in a relationship with them. But you kind of cute, so I'll make an exception. If this is going to continue, I'm the only one. I can only hook up with you, and I cannot hook up with anybody else. That sounds like a relationship to me. Okay, it's whatever's. So me and Billie Jean start hanging out once a week, then twice a week. Then this turns into a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. I know this goes on for a few months, okay? And it's great because when I'm lonely, she's there. And when she's lonely, I just ignore her. But then one night, she comes over. She falls asleep. I'm out in the kitchen. I see her phone. I go to plug it in so it's charging while she sleeps. She's a text from who is King? Now I know her password, but I can't unlock her phone and look at this text because when she wakes up, she's going to know that I looked at it. It's real hard to out ninja me. I was raised by ninjas. Scorpion, Jago, Leonardo. Dems is my dude.
You want to pause that for a second?
I feel myself getting worked up. And I'm
if it's an iPhone, the message pops up. You can select an individual text sent, not the whole. You don't have to delete the whole person's thread. Just like someone sends you what you doing, you can actually say edit, delete that last message, and they will never know they got it.
You can do that on Android too.
See?
You ain't doing nothing.
No, I'm saying. He said she'll know. No, she won't. How's she gonna know?
Well, when she
never came through.
Yeah, I guess you're sneaky.
Oh no! You're not even dating this girl, so you can't even get mad. You can't.
That's true.
Side note, why is this dude texting you at 1:00 in the morning?
Yes.
Some dude I don't even know. But
how would you know him?
King could just be an old friend, and I'm just tripping. Friday comes along.
Yes.
King could be her dad.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now you're staying. That's boo territory right there.
If you don't say I'm your boo,
goodness gracious.
Then
she comes over,
she
falls asleep. Her phone's out in the kitchen. I go to plug it in. King now is texting you way past booty call o'clock, and you got your preview text off.
Booty
Future girlfriend, if you're watching, just know that if I ever ask you about a dude, we're playing chess. Because I either know the answer and I'm about to see if you're going to lie to me, or I'm about to gauge your reaction. I wait 2 weeks before I say anything to her. We're out having lunch, and I go, who's king? Whoa. How do you know what that is? You know you done messed up already, right? You tell me who he is, I'll tell you how I know about him. I met him at an audition. He keeps trying to take me on a date. I will not go on a date with him. If you want to catch somebody, give them a false sense of security. Scorpion taught me that. Fast forward 4 or 5 more weeks. Me and Billie Jean are riding around. She's playing music on YouTube through her aux cable on her phone.
Oh, shit.
She pulls up to a Starbucks, runs inside, and as soon as she's gone, I pull out my phone, go to video, hit record, take her phone, go to her text. King is the third to last person that you last messaged. And I get to the top, and then I swipe down. Swipe. Ninja mode. All up in this beach.
Watch your profanity.
Put my phone back in my pocket, put her phone back on YouTube, and I'm just blasting the music and singing along. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. We get back to my place. She goes in and takes a shower. I pull out my phone. I get that video. I hit play. You're not gonna out ninja me. The first few texts, hey, it's Billie Jean from the audition. What's up? Save me as king. What are you doing tonight? You should come over. Okay. Ew. The next day, they start talking back and forth about how awesome the hookup was. You met this dude and hooked up with him on the first night? Word. There's evidence of more than one hookup in this text conversation, okay? Mind you, I just got back from a 7-day cruise, so I haven't seen Billie Jean in over a week.
She wouldn't date
Billie
him,
Jean gets out the shower, jumps on the bed. She starts getting a little frisky. And I pull back and notice, wait, are those bruises? I was babysitting. I babysit my boss's kids sometimes. And, just kids just get rough sometimes.
King was here.
At that point, I shut it down. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
emergency meeting. Let's talk about King. Remember, if I'm asking you questions,
I already know the answer.
I'm guessing he's the one that did these bruises. True or false?
I told you it was the kids. It was the kids.
Little kids did all this? I don't buy it. Try again. Took her about 30 minutes of whatever she was doing before she finally came completely clean. Yeah, after that, me and Billie Jean didn't talk for like 5+ months. GG, no re. So for you girls who be tweeting me and DMing me on some, Swoozy, how are you single? I can't find anybody trustworthy enough to date. Can't find anybody trustworthy enough to friends with Bennies. So hard out here for a ninja pimp.
Oh, I'm subscribing to Susie.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, no different than kind of what I was saying. Like I said, I don't know about 5 weeks.
That's a long, ridiculous amount of time.
But I will make sure that I note all of that. And yeah. Anything else on trust? I feel like this is going to be another one of our ongoing topics.
Yeah. I don't have anything right now, but just keep your head on a swivel, but don't be accusing people of things.
I agree. Just don't be the fool.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I was going to say, be aware, like be self-aware and be aware
Yeah.
of what the signs that you're getting.
Yeah.
And be smart about it.
Everything doesn't have to be like, you don't have to be on some, I knew it. Like, you don't want to be that, because at that point, you're not even enjoying the relationship. And I don't want to get it across that that's how I am. But on the other hand, like, I'm still like, I'm going to be vigilant. Like, I'm just not going to let stuff slide by and just act like things didn't happen when I know that it could very well be something. Mm-hmm. And again, there's levels. So yeah, if I see a freaking text message notification pop up on your phone, like he said, at booty call times, talking about what are you doing? Who is this that's asking you, what are you doing right now?
But if that's not your girl, like I had Guy X's phone and he was like drunk as shit when we weren't together. Like,
I'm saying if we are talking, if we are,
they weren't. I mean, they're sleeping together.
I'm not talking about that scenario.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about me in a situation and I'm seeing something like that. That's ground, especially if we don't live together and that person probably is like used to texting you around those times. Something is happening there.
I think for me, like I would keep an eye out for that, or like an ear out for like, you know, on down the line. But I don't think I would want to let them know that, you know, I'm curious about this person just off the rip.
No,
I want to kind of like.
I guess it just depends. I always feel like what empowered that person to feel like they could do what they did. And that usually means that you did something to make them feel like they could do what they did. Again, if we don't live together and you're used to texting dudes up to 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Because if someone is texting you at 2 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis and you don't answer, they're going to probably stop texting you at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. But if you're answering and you're feeding into that, then that's okay. And they're going to continue to do it. So that's what I'm saying. What made them feel empowered to think that, you know, that was okay? Or unless you're just carrying on conversations to the wee hours of the morning.
Always pick that person to put on snooze so it doesn't pop up, doesn't ring, doesn't do nothing.
You're such a shiesty.
Just saying.
Shitty.
But what else was I going to say?
I don't know. You just showed your shade though.
No, I'm serious though. Oh, it's because I was going to say, because I have friends that are overseas. So like when Crystal texts me, it's 10 a.m. her time, but it's 10 p.m. my time. And, you know, when she's up for work at 5 a.m. or, you know, coming home from work at 5 p.m., it's 5 a.m. So I'm saying there's certain situations, but like with that, I mean, you should already have an open line of communication. Like, this is my friend.
I should know who that is.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a random name that's popping up where I'm like,
no. Because my experience is if it's a booty call, they're going to call eventually. They're not, or try to FaceTime you when they're shit faced and not always just text. And you can't prevent that from coming through. Like, you can't sleep on that for like an individual.
Yeah.
So that's coming through.
I'm going through the
can change the name though.
Ceiling.
Until they answer it and it's not your grandma.
Yeah. Or it's not Domino's Pizza.
I was say it's not Pizza Hut.
Fuck is Domino's calling you for?
I'm a loyal customer.
It's the headquarters. Duh. We're about to get free pizza.
I haven't ordered for 3 days. They're wondering if I'm still alive. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, Domino's, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get. That's exactly what. Yeah, you know what? Have Domino's come pick you up. But yeah, that's it. Trust to be continued.
Yep.
Till next time, folks. Thank you for listening. We always appreciate you. And that's it. Yep. What happened?